Welcome back to the dark future. Welcome to the year 2045, and welcome to Red Sky City. I'm tormented by gnomes. I'll be your game master today. Joining me, we have a special episode for you. We've got Doa and Hello Kelly Link. Hello, both of you. Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here. I've always wondered what the future would be like, and it's surprisingly like the present.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not much of a stretch. And of course, returning to the show, we've got Golden Boy and Seltzer. Happy to have you back. Hope you enjoyed your holiday break. Hope you got a holiday break.
Yeah, that's about all I have. I've had a holiday break since like March, so.
Sounds nice.
Our producer can hear us.
I can hear you.
I think we might be good. But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. That's been my life.
Ooh.
Pokemon's been my life.
Dude, you got me to log on and buy some packs today. It's contagious. But in
yeah.
a much better way than other things recently that have been contagious. But Pokemon is fun. That's what I'm trying to say. I agree with you.
You know, awesome. I've never had the willpower to play MMOs, and I used to play Warhammer 40k back in the day.
Ooh.
And I sold that army and it's like, you know, I'm in a recovery program. I just can't do it. It'll eat me alive. It'll destroy my budget.
I understand that. Yeah.
I lost a bet with Doa, excuse me, with ZP
Really?
recently, and I feel like I have to install Final Fantasy 14.
Oh,
so I know
God.
some of you guys play that, right?
Oh,
Like,
He was just saying the same thing to me.
If I
You're
wasn't
like,
in a
here's
great
the-
WoW guild right now. I don't know.
Wait, how did he coerce you into playing Final Fantasy 14?
because I'm trying to write everybody's bios for the CSA website, and he wasn't getting back to me. So I was like, if you get back to me in the next 15 minutes, I'll install and play. And that he like messaged me like before I finished sending that
You
message.
fell right into his trap.
You know, ZP plays
It
as
wasn't a bet, it was a bribe.
ZP plays as a half-naked cat lady. Just so you guys
Yeah.
all know.
Dude, I want
Hold
to play
on.
as a half-naked cat lady. That
Who
sounds
doesn't?
Check my surprise meter. 0. All right.
By the way, I got to change the style, the background. Purple for Red Sky City, guys. Come on, you know.
Whoa.
Gotta make it
Red!
There we
All
go.
right. Weird flex. but
Technology.
Okay.
Echo, turn on Q.
Oh.
Red.
You
That's
got
cool.
No, I don't know
Rachel.
if I know
You
what-
just gotta change the light behind you. Come on,
That's
Rachel.
pretty
Kind of.
cool.
She's not listening.
the cat change the light. All right. Oh Lord, this is gonna be a long episode.
So, for those of you just joining us, Golden Boy is playing the part of the Monarch, relentless vigilantes and solo for hire. And Seltzer is returning once more as Natalie Smiff, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, corporate stooge with an unusually high body count.
Wow.
And we'll be joined by two characters today. You may have seen Kelly play the Frizz, a net runner who's helped out our team in the past, and we'll be introducing Noah's character shortly. Now, for those of you who don't play a whole lot of Cyberpunk, don't worry too much about the rules. It works a lot like other RPGs, where if I say roll a perception check, you click the perception button on your character sheet, and if it's number good, then yay. If number bad, then aw.
Oh.
Thanks for
I'll just tell
explaining
you
that.
what you tell me what you want to do. I'll tell you what you need to roll.
Yeah, it's actually
Sounds
that
good.
easy. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Great. To an extent, obviously. Also, Doa, just so you are aware, though, because
Yes.
this was something that young Joseph didn't inform me when I made my first character, the ever lovable Oro, who it was really the pride of Red Sky City.
Oh, no.
I think he's just, Oro was, I think, the best of all of us, honestly.
This isn't going to end happy, is it?
No, he's
No.
dead.
Oh,
He died.
Okay.
and the reason why he died was because damage in this game is very, very impactful. Like combat is deadly. So you just
All
gotta
All right.
you can't really talk your way out of most situations.
I like
Also,
it.
Joseph is trying to kill us all. So there it is.
All right. That's the DM's job. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured you'd
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I got a
part,
couple
Noah.
player kills under my belt from back in the day. I understand.
Terrible.
when
Terrible.
Alex starts talking about, his global icon, national treasure, hero, all I can hear is when people go up to you, they say, "Oh yeah, I had a hamster once."
Hmm. That's how it
Whatever
feels.
follows is always traumatic.
That's right.
Betrayal. It's betrayal because I've always thought that Tormented by Gnomes was a friend. I always felt like that, like close.
Didn't didn't his ID tip you off?
Yeah.
Should have known that. Didn't.
Those who do not transform their pain will transmit their pain, and I have a lot of
Wow.
Whoa.
That's deep.
Starting off good.
So deep.
Played. Well played.
All right, let's get to our adventure. Today's story begins in Santo Domingo. Over here on our map. It doesn't really matter if you're not looking at the map right now. Essentially, it's not on the central island, if you will, of Night City. It's closer to the outskirts, near the Haywood Industrial Zone. The blasted landscape of Northern California, desertified by years and years of orbital bombardment, global warming, plagues unleashed to destroy competitors' crops. Out beyond the city limits, as you get closer and closer to the edge of the city, you have more and more little encampments of people who have been living here ever since the bomb went off. Or ever since they arrived at Night City from across the dust-stricken wasteland and the road gangs that patrol the old highways of the formerly United States. Here in Santo Domingo, a number of different communities banded together for protection against the booster gangs that ravage the area, against the corporate armies that will occasionally march through trying to make sure that you only buy your food from, say, Continental brands. Community is very important here, and they have close ties to the nomad families. The nomads, the ones who travel across the wasteland, ensuring that supply lines remain open. In the middle of this area is a bar owned by a relative of the Monarch. Do you happen to have his full name off the top of your head right now?
Oh, is this Booger?
It's Booger. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just Booger. You just call him Booger.
Yeah.
This is Booger's joint. It's a good spot.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's my cousin.
So here's Booger's problem today, Monarch. As you're sitting there, you've been going through a lot with your group of edge runners. You've been planning a train heist against some seriously bad dudes. But Booger has a problem. You see, his cousin, who's your cousin, but not directly your cousin. It's only your cousin because of marriage over here.
I know how it is.
You know how it is.
Oh, yeah, of course.
If they're a relative and they're about your age, they're just a cousin. That's the easiest way to keep things.
I got like 20 of them,
Yeah, I'm from a big Catholic family. My family reunions have like 30 people my age. It's wild.
I'm the oldest of 8 kids.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
From this timeline, though.
I'm Italian and I'm from Jersey. Everybody's a cousin.
I was like, in the year 2021 or in the year 2045? That's the question.
Yeah, right now.
Right?
But why not
Where
both?
are we then?
That's part of my character's backstory now.
Yeah.
Easy done. Yeah. If you survive the day, though, we might do the life path with you. I don't know if you're familiar with the Traveler game system. Traveler is one of the only RPG systems where your character can actually die during the character creation process.
Oh wow, no, I haven't done that. That's amazing, though. I love it already.
Right? This
terrible.
isn't that hardcore.
That's
No,
great.
that's the thing. You can start the game like in crippling debt, missing several limbs just because of your roles during that.
Oh, so like Jerax. Okay, great.
So yeah, if you survive, then you'll get a backstory.
All right.
Anyways, Booger's cousin needs a liver transplant, and there's not a lot of money for it right now. But other cousin got wind of a race that's going down soon out in the Badlands. About 5 miles east, there's an old abandoned chromium mine, and a bunch of corpo suits all get together and they sponsor their custom little, rigs, and they all just put down huge amounts of money. And he's trying to get somebody in there, maybe to win that thing, maybe to, tilt the scales of that thing, because after all, don't they really owe it to the people out here who they're trying to exploit in the meantime? It's only fair, right?
Yeah.
Wondering if you or your friends might be able to help him out.
Well, do know someone that's a pretty decent driver. So,
Oh yeah?
That could be that's step one. Getting in there though is going to be kind of tough. But it is a corpo thing, and it just so happens that that person kind of a corpo too. So, and so I'm assuming I'm at Booger's joint right now, having a a drink and chilling out currently. So I'm gonna hop on my agent and make a phone call. Make a phone call here. Just gonna call my dear friend Natalie Smiff.
Meanwhile, as her agent goes off in the towering skyscraper of Network 54 headquarters, Natalie, you're walking down the hallways of your office, and what's on Natalie's mind? What is she working on right now? What's her workday look like at the moment?
Well, sort of like I have assignments to do, and I've definitely got paperwork that I need to file, but I just can't let go of this pet idea of where is my family. And so as I'm kind of like between meetings, I'm just like storyboarding in my head like this eventual pitch to the reality department.
As you're walking down with your stack of paperwork, and you've talked to a couple of people about this pitch before, and while a few people went a little bit pale with horror at the human impact of the show that you're pitching, the reality department was paying a lot of attention. And you happen to be walking by one of those boardrooms, one of those meeting rooms, and it's locked right now. You don't have clearance to, although you work in facilities, so you could probably get clearance. But someone's doing a meeting right now, and on the other side of the glass is Holbrook Kennett. He's got greased up hair, a nice, gleaming suit. You can see him in front of the hollow smart board, and you can't hear a thing. The smart glass is filtering out all the sound. But up on the hollow board are the words, "Find my family." And this whole pitch for a show about distributing members of the family across Night City, and then trying to having them locate all of them as part of a reality show challenge. There are absolutely bits and pieces of your concept. Hell, your whole concept just reskinned on this guy's hollow board as he gives this presentation.
Joseph, I am thrilled that someone is putting my idea together. I can't wait to see it go forward, because honestly, what I want more than anything is just be able to watch this show. Really, that's what's important to me. But I would love to... can I take my agent? I don't know how the smart glass works, but I'd love to take a picture of his presentation if I could.
Yeah, you can. All right, and at that exact moment, also, I'm going to point out something else. As your agent is going off, 2 seats away from where the Monarch, a deadly cyber mercenary, chromed up with smart guns and just bristling with weapons, is talking to his cousin, the barkeeper. 2 seats away is a dejected-looking individual with a row of empty glasses in front of him. Doa, what does your character look like?
Well, Chet Hunter kind of looks like your everyman. He's a little bit portly. He's got a little bit of a jowls going on, a little bit of balding, but not quite as much as, the person playing him, but a little bit, up there going on. And he looks dejected. He looks sad. Looks like he could use a friend. He's got a friendly face, the kind of face you could sit down and have a chat with. That's Chet Hunter. Oh, yeah.
What a name. What a name. Chet Hunter. Name. It's like...
I feel like he could be like a detective in some kind of noir comic.
I totally stole that name from somewhere, and 10 points, 10 Doa points to whoever gets it.
I'm furiously Googling. So, Chet, as you're sitting here, you're hearing this conversation. You happen to know the exact race that these guys are talking about, because that is the race that your boss, Glenn Carthen, is putting a car with a number of modifications, which you know more about than anybody else in the world because you invented them.
Yeah. I hear this going on, don't I? And I'm a little bit, into my cups at this point. And I turn like, I don't know those cars. I made those cars. They should be paying me for those cars. I just like sweep a couple glasses off the bar.
All right. So, well, I mean, and I'm going to look at Booger. I'm going to be like, do you know who the hell this guy is?
Booger shakes his head and shrugs.
Hey, roly poly, what's your name?
I'm Chet Hunter, and I am a genius. And I push off the bar and stumble a couple steps towards you. I told you back in the day, I invented all of those parts, every single one of them, the fuel injectors, the fuel efficiency-fiers. I made them all, and I never got a single dime for any of them. Now, I think I can help you in that. If, per se, a car will break down, not because of my parts, because the other parts in the cars are not my parts, maybe I could help you fix it. I could help you. And if I help you, can you help me finally get what was coming to me? And I mean financially.
I mean,
A
don't get me
tear
wrong.
rolls down his cheek.
And I see the tear, and obviously, in very Monarch fashion, it's like, what the fuck did I walk into? Okay. So all right. Let me just take a step back here. So you made the parts that were in the car. You want basically just to get paid. What you made all the parts for the cars, or just one specific car?
Most of the parts for most of the cars, but specifically a fuel efficiency system that enables them to be fuel efficient. I feel like you should be able to tell what I'm talking about. You can tell the alcohol is definitely having an effect of me explaining things in a scientific way.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm kind of on the. I'm just having a hard time seeing someone who looks like you. I don't want to assume things. But you don't really strike me as a booger. What do they call them people? Mechanics. Mechanic people.
That cuts me deep. I didn't always look this way.
Oh,
I had a wife,
we're getting deep.
Verna, before she ran off on me. I had a son, Sean. He's doing okay. He's got a good friend. But
yeah,
I'm down. I'll be honest. I've seen better days. I didn't always look like this. The corporation took all my plans. They didn't pay me anything. My whole family left me. I need you.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is like a very, very stark contrast to some of the people I'm usually, mingling with. But to hear that I am needed, to hear I'm needed, Chet is it's a wonderful one. Chet's your name, right? We're gonna call you Chet. We're gonna call you Chethathan. Okay, that's what we're gonna call you.
That's not my name,
Chethathan.
but whatever it takes.
Chet is short for Chethathan. Trust me, I saw it in a book one time. I don't know where I saw it, but I definitely did. Okay.
Well, I do believe I remember my great grandma calling me Chethathan. You might be right.
The Monarch reads books.
Could be. It was a nudie book. Anyway, so now we'll just go ahead.
What kind of nudie books is your grandma reading, man?
Just Jane Austen.
When you play with me, it goes down the rabbit hole.
2 inches. Oh my goodness, that hemline only goes 2 inches above her ankles. Disgraceful.
Goodness
We're down the rabbit hole at this point. Okay. All right, Chet, would you happen to know how we can get into that race? Because I got someone listen, when I tell you she's a killer behind the wheel, she is a flat out murderer. I mean, I've never seen someone eviscerate as many souls as she can behind the wheel like her. It's truly impressive.
Well,
I'm talking about murder, by the way, but she's also a good driver as well.
Mr. Monarch, you're a smarter man than me, I can tell. But if I had to come up with a plan, I'd say, being as though I'm one of the few people on this good, formerly green earth that could fix that car, if something were to say happen to one of them, well, they would need someone like me. And if they got someone like me, I could bring along someone like you, and maybe that just might get us in there.
Sounds good to me. Where's the car? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, then.
Near the race, probably somewhere.
That's going to put us in a real tight spot here, Chet. Okay. Well, I'm going to make this call to Natalie to see if she knows anything about, this race and how we can possibly get the car in there, mainly to damage it a little bit so that Chet can go in there and fix it. leave that part to me. I'll handle that. So yeah, I'm gonna make the call to Natalie.
I'm gonna need a lot more water.
By all means.
No, okay.
Hey, Dum Dum, what's up?
What do you mean? How do you even say this to me? Okay, listen, Natalie. One, never again, because you know what's gonna happen. Okay, you know what? Say it out loud. Say it out loud. I need to hear it.
Are you gonna shoot me in the face?
No, I'm gonna rip your gooch off if you ever do that again. Okay? And yes.
Oh, snap.
I'm in the break room. I like point to my phone and like laugh at whoever's around me.
Ladies have gooches too. Okay. So, Natalie, do you know anything about this race that goes on with corpos out north, out towards Santo Domingo? Because there's I'm hearing some rumblings, and I gotta do some stuff. I need to get that info.
You said a race with a bunch of corpos? Hold on. Can I check like my agent? I want to kind of go on like corporate 2044 equivalent of Slack and look in the channels where the guys I work with are obviously way too free with themselves and kind of probably talking about inappropriate stuff like this.
I've never been in a work environment like that in my life. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm just pulling all this out of thin air. It's wild.
Yeah, just making stuff up.
Crazy concepts.
What? Yeah, absolutely. Go through there. Give me a skill that would apply here.
Let's see. Natalie's got a couple. Can I put Jonah to this task as well? Because I'm sure he's privy to some conversations that I might not be.
I'd be happy to take a look at that.
Jonah, you have. I will
talk to some of the other bodyguards, see what they know.
Is bureaucracy in internet forums like its own bureaucracy, or is that technically the same bureaucracy?
So I don't consider that to be part, like just navigating the forum is not inherently part of the bureaucracy, since it's more of a social, bureaucracy would be forms and business practices and processes and such. There's not an immediate connection there.
I have conversation or library search.
I'll allow library search. Conversation is if you're like actually getting in threads and talking with people.
13.
All right. You get the impression after you're doing a little bit of searching around that there might be people around here who know about this, but you're not in any of the right not Slack channels.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, well, Monarch, I'll try and find out more about this race, but I'm not getting anything on my end. I'm gonna see if Jonah has any luck. Jonah, go to the men's room and linger.
That's basically him.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
luck.
This is Chetherton.
Production added again. Thank you, Ian. All right. Jonah's gonna head with just his immense broad shoulders in his suit. He's gonna walk into the men's room and just stand like right next to the door up against the wall, just out of the shutting distance, and linger.
I don't know what happens in the men's room, but I figure I'll be able to find something out.
At that moment, somebody walks into Booger's bar.
Is it called Booger's Bar?
What is it called? Is it called Booger's Bar?
Looks like it
Joint.
is.
It's Booger's joint. It's Booger's joint.
Booger's joint.
All right.
Yeah.
Sign
Not
says
like the
bar.
nose pick and flick.
Yeah. Oh my God, Booger's Pick and Flick would actually be great.
Yes,
but
come on,
that's his failed restaurant. It didn't gain a lot of traction, unfortunately.
It was
Yeah,
a crossover movie theater / restaurant. Pick and flick.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ooh, I like-
it was actually more
that's a good
like
idea.
what happened was they, obviously you're trying to make food out of whatever you can here in Night City.
No.
No.
I
He
don't know if I
thought-
want to hear
Oh,
that from
no,
someone
no,
named
no,
Booger.
no.
And he thought that the idea would have been, slap some bread, put some kibble in the middle, and take some moisty substances, pick them and flick them.
No.
Toss them in there, mix it in there, create a little bit of a mixture. Unfortunately, doesn't gain traction. He got funding. Booger got funding, but that's the reason why he ended up with the bar. Because the reality is, after a little while, people don't want to eat boogers anymore.
After a
you know?
while?
Yeah.
Well,
After a
Biotechnica
while.
was working on
They
a
loved it at
project where
first.
they were trying to create a gene therapy that would allow people to repurpose mucus, because it's normally a waste product, and if you could
Yeah.
reuse RNA and CRISPR to re-engineer people to produce harvestable, useful
I
stuff.
will throw up.
Yeah. So it just didn't really do well after a little while, and he took whatever money he could. He got out, kind of like the way everyone's doing with Bitcoin right now, and he got a bar, because it seemed like a smarter decision. But you can still ask in the menu for the Booger special, though. You can still ask for it, and sometimes you might be delighted.
I like the rodeo booger back in the day. Yeah, that was my.
For me, it's all about the Hawaiian booger.
There you go.
So there it is.
The Frizz walks into a bar, into the middle of this conversation, obviously with a mission of her own. She's here for a purpose. She's not a regular. I imagine that the Frizz is usually more downtown. And right into the middle of this conversation, as they've gone from we have an important mission to undergo to, the good old days. Kelly, you're up.
Well, as soon as she bursts through the doors, and I'm guessing this is a saloon type, double doors, she's like swings them open kind of thing. Her little spurs are jingling. She is looking towards her VR goggles, and she says, well, that's the class for today, everyone. Make sure to send over your personal attack drones for me so that you can get graded, and if you don't, then you're gonna get an F. All right, kids, have a good one. And she clicks it off and takes off her little helmet. Man, screw the kids, am I right? Let me get a tall one, boys. And she walks to the bar.
Oh my God. It's just awful. I didn't
Now
even.
that right there is a cold lady. Reminds me of my old wife Verna. Actually, she was a cold lady too. I still miss her.
What happened to Verna?
I told you about Verna. She left me. Were you not listening?
Not gonna lie, sometimes I kind of just go into a little bit of my own brain. I get really into like the concept of murdering people, but I'm not crazy, trust me.
Well,
I just think about different ways to do stuff. You know what I mean?
It is
Ever
kind
the
of
creative
loud in here.
Yeah, ever the creative. What are you gonna do?
I understand.
But I actually see Frizz, and do I know Frizz or do I know of Frizz?
Yeah. Frizz participated in the attack on the bunker. On the
Excuse me,
Monarch.
Monarch.
Remember the
That's
bomb?
right.
I saved your
right.
life.
The
doesn't know
nuke
very
you
good
found
memory,
under
though.
your apartment, that little thing that happened.
I want to say that it was all. I kind of went a little red, and I mean, I murdered Beetle in cold blood, so I kind of feel like I just clocked out. Little clock out there. Well, I'm just gonna make my way over. Frizz, how you doing? Good to see you. What are you doing? Why do you hate children?
Well, Monarch, whoa, first of all, I don't hate the children, all right? That is a lesson that they need to learn, that children are just a useless cause. There's no real helping them. I mean, look at the world around us. Do you really think that education has been impactful at all in the last 4 decades?
My son Shawnee goes to a great school with a great teacher who's really helping him put on the right path.
This is Chet, by the way.
Some teachers out there make a difference.
He's an engineer, just so you know.
Yeah, is that what you call him? You have a lot of interesting friends, Monarch, and I'm interested into why you're here.
Oh, this is Booger's joint. This is my cousin Booger. Booger, say what's up.
Hey.
Yeah, it's Booger. That's Booger right there.
About as expected, yes.
Yeah, you know why we call him Booger, right? I don't know if you know why, Frizz. He eats his own boogers. That's why. He's like really into it. He thinks it's quite the delicacy. He had a restaurant. It was his whole thing. I won't get into it right now. But what are you doing around these parts, Frizz?
Well, it's actually quite interesting that you're here, considering the fact that the last time I saw you, and she kind of like looks around and stops herself. She leans in. Are you here because of Arasaka again?
Oh, well, I mean, not really. I kind of just, do some bartending and some light bounce work at the bar, just kind of chill. But it's interesting that you ask, because my buddy Chet here, actually, we gotta, I don't know why, I'm just compelled to help him. I don't know, could be his face. His name is Chethathan, by the way. Chethathan Hunt is his full name. Just so you know.
Chet's
Wait, you
a-
made my first name longer and my last name shorter? It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. No.
We're wait,
Front loading the syllables.
and then he leans in. He's like, he's a little drunk right now.
A little.
You know,
I
just a little.
I can tell.
A little.
How you doing, Chet? Why are you here?
Oh man, I have a story for you. I've been here for hours telling this story to so many people, but Monarch here, and I put my arm around him. Monarch here's the only one that listened until you came along. And let me tell you, those cars out there in the desert, they got my parts in them. Not my body parts, obviously, but parts I designed for cars such as those in the desert doing racing, and I never got paid for any of them. So me and Monarch here, my friend, is gonna help me.
Yeah.
Try to find a way to finally get the cash that should be coming my way.
Do you know you're here for the race then?
Yeah, I certainly am. Sure.
Who are you working with here?
Pat Monarch on the shoulder again.
Yeah, apparently that's me. So we gotta figure out how to get a car, Frizz, because if I can get a car, I could just coerce Natalie into driving it. I just tell her that there's a prospect to murder a bunch of people, and she's totally gonna be in for it. So I just need to get a vehicle, and I need to cause some damages on it. You know, little light damage.
Internal damage, mind you.
So that
You guys
Chet
you
here
guys
can
know
engineer
Glenn
stuff.
Carthen?
What happened?
Do you guys know Glenn Carthen then?
Carthen? Is his name actually Carthen and he deals with cars? That's not real.
Glenn Carthen.
Okay, you know who he is.
He
Chet.
owes me a lot of money.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Used to be my
Is that
boss at Petrochem, if you're familiar with it. Yeah, I made all my designs for him on his orders. He took them. He took all the credit. And now look where I am. My wife, Verna, left me. Like I said, my son, Shawnee, he's doing okay, but I haven't seen him in years.
Your wife's name's Verna?
Verna, right. Yep, Verna.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Chet.
I know Glenn. I wouldn't mind a little bit of... I'm a stand-up gentleman.
Yeah.
But I
You
wouldn't mind...
seem like a good man.
Yeah. I'm looking for a little bit of justice. Not revenge, mind you. Justice.
Yeah, well, revenge, justice, whatever Glenn has coming to him, it's, that's something that we'll look to in the future. But I think you and I could help each other out right now.
I do believe we can.
Is there a
Alright.
possibility, and I don't mean to, obviously, I don't really want to I'm just putting out there into the world. You know what I mean? That's just what I do. Can I kill him? Is that possible? And take all of his money? Is that a thing? Is that are we all like in agreement? Is this a thing that can happen?
Well, there's some stipulations, some regulations going on, but do you like shooting people in the face?
It's like, my brand, Frizz. Really?
Then I think we can work something out.
Hey,
Excellent.
as long as that face admits that those designs are mine before it is removed, we got ourselves a deal.
I like it. And I extend my hand out to Chet, and then I put my other hand out to Frizz, and then I shake in a X cross factor, and we say, you got ourselves a deal. That right there was the old Haywood throwdown handshake. You guys know about that, but tell me the thing.
Right.
Look it up.
Booger behind the bar. Oh shit! He would throw down handshake.
It is. There's the old backwards old Houlihan.
This
Booger
right
in the
here is a
background.
momentous occasion.
Yeah. All right.
You want the
Well,
special?
Frizz, what's next?
Well, what's next is that meanwhile at Network 54, after a few minutes, Jonah emerges from the bathroom and hustles over surreptitiously. So like he picks up a piece of paper with nothing written on it, reads it very intently, sits down in a chair. Jonah is Natalie Smiff's just enormous bodyguard in a suit, which is tailored well. It just doesn't look quite right. It's almost like it's not the same scale, but it's similar dimensions as the Kingpin from Into the Spider-Verse, where it just seems impossible.
A big block.
Yeah, exactly.
Your basic David Bautista physique, huh?
Yeah.
I see.
That actually, yeah. I would cast that. I would definitely cast that. And he'll go up to Natalie and look around conspiratorially and then say, well, Holbrook is putting money down on a rig, an old chromium mine 5 miles out of town. A couple big suits. Found out through the Bodyguards Association. They're going to be there too.
I grab him by the arms and I'm like, oh, Jonah, great job. That was really efficient. And then I turn his forearms to just double check that he washed both hands.
Is this man your servant? Is that what?
He is my friend, and I'm concerned for him, and I'm checking if he washed his hands.
Maybe she's a
He's got
hypochondriac.
he dampened one of his cuffs a little bit, like it splashed on the inner cuff, so it's not quite as starchy as it was, but it is evidence that he washed his hands.
I turn them back over and I pat both the back of his hands and I say, you are so efficient and I'm so proud of you.
Lord have mercy.
He smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes, but like the corner of his,
Excellent.
Oh, there you go. That's the
I'm
handshake.
gonna give Monarch a call and let him know this new information I've found. So I'm gonna duck to a corner of the cafeteria and dial him up once again.
Hello? Who is that?
Oh man, you're muted.
No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry. What? You're just eating. What did you say?
What? I'm eating. Who is this? Who's calling me?
I don't know. I don't want to know what he's eating.
He's eating at Booger's bar. That's where he's eating.
Yeah. It's
Ew,
delicious.
what are you eating?
Mind your own business. What do you want? And then I'm gonna put the phone down real fast and be like, "Yo, Booger, that's good. It's good stuff."
Calling you with some
And then
sweet
we just-
information. Here's all the details. Did you get all that?
Oh, okay. Pull up agent, take a look. Oh, okay. That's actually not.
No, I related it all while you had your phone down.
No, you gave it. Did you give it to me? Did you text it or did you call it?
I'll tell you again. It's gonna be at a chromium mine, like 5 miles outside the city. So I don't know how we're gonna get there because my car's destroyed. But it does sound pretty exciting if you did want to go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to do this. We gotta help out Chet. All right. And then
Who's
it's just
Chet?
so much has
Thank you.
happened. And then there was the Booger. Booger we had a whole thing about Booger. Frizz is here as well. I thought I saw Aura walking in the
What's my
distance.
name?
Could be hallucination from the drugs. I have no idea. All you got to do, Natalie, you got to make your way down here right now because there's a lot of stuff about to go down and it's going to be dope. And also, by the way, I'm just like so excited. I'm like, I'm going to shoot someone in the face. It's going to be great. There could be some gooch ripping. I could be destroying some property. Like, this is the best day ever. God, this is awesome. Anyway,
And
bye.
justice.
Yeah, and then I just hang up on Natalie.
I know he's at Booger's bar though, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I told her. I did say I was at Booger's bar.
Your agent prompts you. It has a couple of rideshare services pulled up with the coordinates, ready for approval.
I'm just so excited to do something without Jim and Jerax. That's why that's why there's all this excitement, okay? Because
Also, somebody called you smart, so I can see why you're like, they're gone. You're the top of the food chain. Let's go, Monarch. This is your day.
This is my day. It's Monarch's special day. That actually should be the name of the episode. Monarch's special day. That's it.
Monarch's big day out.
Boom. There you go.
Sounds like a kid's book, not for kids.
Not for
All
kids.
right, well,
no.
because this is a Monarch-themed filler episode, Natalie's just going to be like, come on, Jonah, we got to go help our buddy. And we got to head to a ride share to get on over to Booger's bar.
All right. A couple hours later, everybody is gathered around a deeply stained, carved up table over at one of the booths. The cushion is duct taped over several times, one of those. The wood behind you, it is wood, which is, a little impressive. It's mostly an overlay over the plastic frame, but there's some wood in there. Going over the details, Jonah has informed you that each car that gets in this race, it's a $2,000 buy-in. So usually what happens is you get some like big names, some exec somewhere. This is their, I'm being dangerous. I'm living on the edge. Look at me with my underground street racing, where they put down big money. Winner takes a huge chunk out of the pot. Organizers collect the rest. Everyone puts in their fanciest cars. people are always trying to get nomad cars to again have some more of that wasteland edge to really come across as not being a square suit. So they'll all try to one up each other with how cool and experimental their vehicles are when they all meet out at this place. It should be well catered. It's this whole secret, fake punk get out in the desert.
My God.
Cool.
Okay.
Sky
So if
City
you want
Midnight
in,
Club.
You need a car and you need 2,000 eddies. If you're trying to put a driver in the race the traditional way.
So here's my thought. Okay, everyone, hear me out here. Do we have any possible connections to any of the drivers that are going to be participating in this race? They have to be around here, right?
He just said that he helped work on the cars.
No. I want to find a driver.
You said I could be the driver.
No, I know. Natalie, I want to find a driver to kill him, okay? And then put you in there. That's the point. I want to murder someone so I can...
You asking us if we know a
We don't need
driver
to
so you
kill
can kill
anybody,
him?
Monarch. We just show up with a car and say that we have a corporate sponsor.
What car?
And this guy...
I don't have a car. They took my car.
Do you have 2,000 eddies?
Verna took all my money.
Dude, Verna sounds awful. Why'd you even hook up with her to begin with? My God.
She was wonderful. I can't blame her for what she did. I'm just sad.
It's just, there's a lot to unpack here. We're not touching that right now. Okay. So
Robotic dog even ran away. That was really the worst part.
Hit by a car, actually.
no.
But, yeah, I wish he ran away. Would have been easier to take. Thinking of him out there free, no, he's dead.
I feel like this should just be the whole episode of just us hearing Chet tell the stories of how his life is falling apart. Because this is just too good.
Listen, I'm willing to put in some money for a car if that's what it comes down to right now, because I have some business that I need to look into at this race. So whatever means necessary, I'm willing to help.
What do you mean business, Frizz?
Don't worry about it, all right, man? I helped you stop a bomb, not just a normal bomb, but a nuclear bomb. I forgot what it's called for a second.
Die.
Yeah, and I stopped it, so you're welcome. And maybe you should stop asking questions and just start, doing the things.
You don't want him doing the things.
Don't do the things, you're right. And out of all the people who do the things, probably the least.
If
But
I
we
do
should
the
find a
thing-
car. I agree. We should find a car.
We should find a car. All right.
Yes.
Well, let me see.
Well, if we find a car, one of the cars we know is in the race,
Uh-huh.
a little bit of damage inside it. They know me. A lot of these people, a lot of the racers, they know me. They know I can fix it. They know I'm down on my luck. They like me. They'll call me, and maybe we can get it that way.
Okay.
My
All
voice got
right.
very
Like
high
it.
right there.
You got really high.
Happens
So-
to Jet sometimes.
Let's make our way then to the site. Let's see because that's surely where they're going to keep the cars, right? And then we can
Yeah.
get over there, and then maybe I'll just sneak in, do a little light, light work. I don't know. I was trying to think of a better word there to sound cooler, but it just didn't work out for me. Smith, give me something good. I don't know the word to think of. Anyway, let's
I
just
think we
go
gotta
do it.
head in there with a plan before we get there. And
Mm.
we don't look like much of a driving crew, so even if we got there and we got a car, who would trust us? We gotta
Mon-
show up looking like we mean business.
Oh,
Does that mean that this is time for a montage?
makeover, makeover.
Sorry. Maybe not. I don't know. I think I triggered something.
Note to self, get montage music. Write that down, production. Thank you.
Well, who are we going to send in there? I mean, I think we send you. You're the corpo. Just go in there. You mix in with them, right? I'm sure they all know you, first name basis.
Oh, wow, I should be so lucky if they knew who I was, but we just have to look the part. I need a racing suit, and
listen.
I don't know how we're just gonna get them to convince us to give us the car.
It's real easy to break the part. It's the CHOOH2 efficiency valve, and it's right underneath the left side of the steering column. If you reach up in there, you can just give it a little tug, and that should break it enough that they'll need me to come and fix it.
Okay.
It
I got a plan.
sounds simpler than it is.
I got a plan. It seems like Chet's very confident that he's going to get a call. By the way, in case you don't get this call, Chet, it's going to be very awkward. Just so that we're all on the same page here.
For me, though, it would be par for the course.
We have to. I don't think we even need to sneak in there. Here's what I think we do. This is the plan. I am going to get a suit. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my way in there with the 2,000 eddies in hand, ready to drop the payment down. All right? Frizz is going to give it to me. When I give them the money, they're going to walk away. Frizz, you can give me all the money, right?
No comment.
I said that I would give you some money, but
Just give me
continue
all-
on with your. Yeah, continue.
Give me all the money, Frizz.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
all the money.
Figure out the money later.
I'll ask the
Okay.
students for
Am
it.
I
They're
witnessing
stupid.
a robbery? What's it?
All right. Well, you can get more tuition. All right.
Not yet.
It's the future. Like, come on, guys. Okay.
You can just get money.
We're gonna. Well,
and
to be
wave.
fair, I have 750 eddies I could throw into this as well. But I see my thing is this. I would rather not spend the money. I would rather just throw one of our own drivers in there, but that's fine. What we're gonna do is let's just go. Let's just wreck one of the cars. I'll just walk in there. I'll act like I'm gonna participate. I'm a corporate sponsor ready to participate in this race. I'm gonna wreck one of the cars, and then I'm gonna say I have a driver, and we just go from there. Right? Sounds like a great plan, right, team?
Yeah.
You have to wreck a driver and a car.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you're the
Where the hell do we get the
driver.
car from then? Well, Chet, why you keep
No,
talking
I
about
like
them?
We either need an entirely new car or we need to break a car and also break a driver so that when the car is fixed, the driver's not fixed.
People
And then
go
I
missing.
become the driver.
Hey,
That's
hey,
what I
people
said.
go
Either
missing
one.
all
Either
the
one.
time, right? People go missing
Hey,
all the time.
Out in the desert, it's
Yeah.
so easy.
That's what I said. Let me just kill someone.
You're smart.
Miss Frizz, your plan is so good. I can't believe we sat
appreciate
through
it.
whatever
I've
Monarch
really
was
been
talking
thinking
about.
about
Excellent.
it for
I'm
a
done
long
planning.
I can
time.
just stay here. I've got
Done planning.
another 500 eddies on me, and I pull out my wallet and I'm like, oh, wait, the eddies were in the bottle. Now they're in my body.
Oh, you
Well,
just spent
never mind.
500 eddies on
That-
alcohol?
that is high fiber.
Boogers?
That's
was-
an excessive
It
amount.
was a party, and look at how it turned out.
Yeah,
Now
no.
remember, students, if Chet purchased 50 bottles worth of alcohol and had 200 eddies left after 3 hours spending 50 eddies per, and she kind of goes on and on and on, a little recording of a session.
You couldn't think of the math, could you?
Nope. I stopped that real
Me-
quick.
Me neither.
Look, if
Very
you don't
expensive.
know how to shoot a rocket launcher in real life, nobody should expect you to know how to do basic math in the game either. It's
Thank
part of
you.
the fiction.
Yeah,
It
Thank
is.
you.
obviously.
It is. All right. So, new plan then. Okay. We're going to find a driver. I'm going to kill him. We're going to break the part. We're going to get Chet in there to fix a car. They're going to need a driver. Chet's going to know a driver. He's going to recommend Natalie to them. And then from there, we get Natalie in the race. We win. And then if in case anyone does anything, I'm just going to kill them all. That just sounds like a great idea, right?
As much as I love the plan and as much as I love killing people, maybe we just kidnap the driver and think about killing him later on.
We can think about it.
Okay.
I disagree, but whatever.
Oh.
You know, if that's what you want to do, because apparently this is the Miss Frizz show now. So just go on, do whatever you want.
Well,
I
I
don't care.
think you both have a great plan. I will stay here and wait. And when I get the call, I will be ready.
Yeah, we know you're gonna get the call, Chet. Okay,
Another
it's gonna
one.
come. All right, we're the call's gonna be there. You're gonna be
Oh,
ready
me
to
too.
go.
Me too.
What, Frizz?
Mm.
Oh, Chet asked for another one, and I would
Oh.
like another one as well. Booger, please.
Oh yeah, and
Two other
Booger,
ones.
He's having a great day, by the way, guys. I don't know if you know.
Is that two
But-
other ones after the first two other ones? Are we talking four
Uh,
other ones or two other
yes.
ones?
It's up
Four.
to you.
Four.
Right.
He's
Pours
made-
five.
He's made a
Booger
lot
was
of
never
money
good at
today.
math.
He's made a lot of money.
It's going pretty well for him. Yeah.
It's a good day for Booger.
Pure vodka.
Hey, it's a good day.
Cleared 500 eddies and it's just the afternoon.
Actually, I'm not clear on whether
What time is it?
Chet just spent 500 eddies on alcohol, or if the eddies were literally in the bottle and he consumed the like paper money. I wasn't clear on that.
It was a very expensive bottle of something.
Yeah.
Booger's top shelf stuff.
Yeah. It's like pretty low key, by the way, because what happened, in case you guys don't know, is that we found we basically went around Night City, and I kind of just like walked in, and I would always like, hey, what's up? And I'll like take a bottle. So that's actually how we made the bar to begin with. I just stole a lot of bottles,
Oh.
I feel no remorse for them though. They were all dickheads.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's his supply chain. Whenever he's in a raid, he just presses F to pick up every single object nearby, and then at the end of the day, he clears out all the alcohol from his inventory. It's a good way to do it. So
all right, so let's go ahead and do this. And I'm ready to go. So let's make our way over. We just gotta find a driver. There has to be one lingering around the garages that are located there, surely. And if he dies, right? All right, guys, let's go. Break. Let's do this.
All right.
Where do race car drivers hang out?
Go team.
All right. So the lot of you are going to gather up, get a ride somehow out to this old abandoned chromium mine 5 miles away from Night City, to a secret location, semi-secret location, where, yeah, this is definitely not the quest I was just playing when I came up with this
Nice.
adventure. Don't worry
Oh
about it.
no.
A really nice desert setup.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
And when you get there, you've got, let me go ahead and set the scene. You'll probably just see total and utter darkness for a moment.
Darkness.
Just like when I look inside.
Oh no.
Chad, you got a dark life that really just
It's quite dark.
it's not getting better.
It's
Well,
not.
It could turn
I
around. You never know.
I bet Jerax could recommend a therapist.
yeah.
Oh.
He can't, by the way, because he's insane. So that's why he can't recommend a therapist. He's what is he? Oh my God, he's going through cyberpsychosis. It's not great.
Like, what's he
Living
up
his
to
best
again?
life.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's right, cyberpsychosis. No big deal.
All right. So where are we on this map?
Oh.
Well, I don't see the map on mine.
I
It's like a
see
big black-
darkness,
Yeah, it's a big black.
but
What
on
are
the
these
stream.
icons? What
Yeah,
are
on the
these
stream
icons?
I see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't-
Oh
you
wait,
don't see
there
on
it
your
is.
screen?
There it is. I see it on my screen now.
Joseph,
God.
what are these icons, please?
Oh,
The-
there's just people milling around. This is sort of the garage. Don't worry too much for the moment until you start murdering people.
No, I'm talking about the
the-
actual picture itself. Why is it a demon?
Oh, that's my. Well, Night City. That's how it goes sometimes. Little demons from hell walking around. It happens. No, that's the default token for booster gangers. There's all sorts of shady folk lurking around, in addition to the corpos, who are all wearing like fake nomad gear, basically, lingering about. Let me see if I
Like
can. I'm
nomad
gonna put-
cosplayers, like big fanboys.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a helicopter.
Yeah, there's a landing pad. There's an AV on there. There's a
Nice.
there's a gyrocopter on there.
Is that a Batmobile?
I mean, it
There
looks a
I
lot
am.
like a Batmobile.
Well, we call it a tumbler.
Well, now I know what car
That's
I'm
right.
getting. So
It's a bridge climbing thing.
Right.
All right, so
Exactly.
let me point out a couple of the features for those of you who are on site. There is a large structure. It looks like a command center. It was mobile at one time. It's well set up. It's got air conditioning, reinforced glass windows, and it's one way, so you can't really see in. It's got a lot of transmission equipment set up on it. This is probably where they monitor the race and sort of organize everything. You're inside the garage. There's a landing pad over here where people who arrived via flight are, and there's a row of cars lined up over on the side as well. And there's all sorts of people loitering about, not all of whom are on the map. You've got some folks who are like brought in as hired muscle. You've got some folks who are just there to watch, people who are doing side bets. There's a lot of hubbub and activity. It's not a huge scene. There's not a million people around, there's a good sized crowd. As in, if you shoot a rocket launcher, you're gonna have
Write that down.
collateral
Why
damage.
do rocket launchers keep coming up? Has this been a
Interesting that
Don't worry
problem?
about it.
Oh, it's
Is
been
this
a,
like a?
Joseph's been
Is
trying
this
to
a
get the rockets
shameful
away.
thing, or like a secret thing? Like if you are a corpo and you're caught here, like is there any sort of social stigma attached to that?
There could be. There could be. For some people, it might just increase their, oh, I'm so dangerous. I'm not a square suit. Look at me. Look how cool I am. For others, it could definitely have some stigma attached to it. That is something you could use to your advantage if you needed to.
Yeah, I'd love to check if there's like one of those location-based apps that you forget is actually broadcasting your location to everyone. Can I open up like Instagram Maps and be like, look at all these nerds and screen cap a bunch? I want to kind of like grab whatever data I can here.
I like that. I like that a lot. Why don't you do business? Because that would really help you figure out, if people have checked in on Jacked In, which is the corporate
Jacked
network
In.
of the future. Yeah.
Let's see.
And just so I know as well, did we sneak in from the back?
Yeah. Well, Monarch, what would your
Ooh.
way of getting in be?
Well,
What's
would
the
have.
plan?
Would we want to look like a squad?
No.
That
I
was
mean,
the montage.
Yeah, you were putting a suit on. You can have one of
Slow
Jonah's
motion walk.
suits.
Yeah, all four of us walk in. I have that weird denutter, or that's not what it's called. Jesus Christ.
Yikes!
Wait,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
What do you have?
I don't want to know what that's
You know-
for.
You know
Go-
when they're in a race and they
Nope.
take the nuts
Nope.
of the
Go
wire?
again?
I think. Are you referring to a lug wrench?
You
But
know?
Denutter now, Noah.
Known as denutter.
Yes! No, probably the power tool version, right? Where you can just go.
Yeah.
No, the Monarch is updating his buy list right now. This is the worst possible outcome.
I forgot it's denutter in
baby.
Italian.
I'm gonna
You
D-nut
think
right.
future?
Lug wrench is usually what we would use here.
I'm gonna D-nut right now. If you guys excuse me real quick.
Oh no.
It got worse. It got worse.
I'm gonna de-dust it.
Don't give Booger any new menu ideas.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Booger, I got a new idea. It's called the D-nut. Okay, check it out. Here's what you do.
Rated M for mature.
Oh God, so good.
Right.
All right.
Is it wrong that I'm thinking that Jim Fingers and Jerax are actually balancing forces on this party?
Okay.
Mm.
Okay,
That's
so
because Jim's an
I don't know what's
asshole.
going on.
Anyway, go on. What were you saying?
God, I don't even know. All we know is
were
that
walking
the
in, I
Frizz
think, right?
has a power tool that is appropriate for a pit crew in an automotive endeavor. That much, we've established that.
It quickly removes nuts. That's the gist of it.
Okay.
What it's called is
And-
irrelevant.
And we got two people in front of us right now. I kind of feel like it'd be in our best interest to split up. I think Natalie can get away with wait, is Chet here as well?
Am I?
I put Chet here just so that Doa can make sure Doa has some semblance of vision.
Oh, okay, so Chet's not here. All right, so it's me,
Am I back to
Frizz,
the bar
and
then?
Smith, and Jonah.
Would you like to be?
I was gonna kind of chill out there until the call came in, but
Then by all means, you're at the bar, and somebody can give you a video feed if they so choose. Otherwise, you're at the bar.
well,
Probably for the best.
To make it spicier, let's have me standing, leaning against one of the walls in the back with a bottle of synthetic tequila in my hand.
Even better.
All right,
There's a synthetic worm in the bottle.
sweet.
God.
Technic has been working on those for a while.
It's a worms Armageddon worm.
Nice. Rocket launcher.
Okay. So, what is the prospect? And I whisper this to Natalie. What do you think if I were to just blow them all up? Like, would that be a problem?
No, you can't just blow them up. There are huge names here. If you blew up anything here, we have 100 private securities that would
Alright.
descend upon us.
All right, fine. And who's that guy? Tell me who's that guy. And I point to a random person. Tell me how important he is right now, Natalie. 1 to 10.
I'm
Go.
assuming Jacked In has some sort of Pokedex feature at this point where I could be like, oh, that's like.
That was such a good Pokedex sound.
That's gonna be my new ringtone. Yeah, there's a few people have shown up. Holbrook Hennett is here. He's the guy who was pitching your show.
Smart guy. I do want to talk to him later. Ooh, keep an eye on him for me, Monarch.
Yeah,
He's on site.
sure.
Glenn Carthen is on site. They each have their own private security bodyguards with them. Nobody
I'm
else
pointing them
here.
out like they're One Direction. I'm like, oh my god, I know him. Oh, I've seen him on the corporate newsletter. That's definitely Stefan. Stefano.
Nice.
Of
All right, well, I guess I'm changing this guy's first name.
shit, sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. They
Trying
are
to-
not in immediate sight. And the other thing is the vibe you're getting from this place, Monarch. This is not like there are some booster gangers around, but this isn't one of those they're gonna harass you with guns the moment you show up. If you look like you don't belong, then you're gonna raise some eyebrows and possibly some firearms. But if you could blend in, act like you belong here, it should be possible to talk your way into this.
All right, cool.
Or shoot.
Well,
That's a valid option. That's always a valid option.
always is, baby. All right. Well, let's figure out. Let's start making our way. I want to start making my way over toward. And these red guys right here. These are just booster gang people.
Yeah, they're like pit crew or they're fans here to watch. They're just sort of standing around, clearly armed.
Yeah, like all of us are in Night City.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just make my way past these guys, and with the crew, because I think that it's important that we, with Jonah here as well and myself, we can look like bodyguards for the two of them. So I think it would be best to just try and blend in and make our way through to and you said this building right here to the top of us or above us, it's elevated, and the entrance, I'm assuming it's in this direction,
The
right?
entrance is probably on the far side somewhere. It's not on this side. And this thing, yeah, it's almost like a trailer that's been parked here, and it's up on supports, so it has a good overview of the area, like a comms trailer that's been parked.
Got it. Like any racetrack, basically.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna just make my way through with the crew, and let's just, I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. So let's just walk on in, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just push forward.
Okay.
Natalie
does
is
anybody-
fascinated by the cars, by the way. So as
Yeah.
much as she can stray from the group to check those out, she's doing that.
And Miss Frizz is just kind of like saying a bunch of technical terms, like, "Oh, look at that D nutter there. We got to make sure that we got the wrench over there," like trying to blend in.
And Chet is
All right.
drinking but optimistic.
Optimistically drinking.
Yep. He's
All
waiting
right,
for that call.
So here's what we're gonna do. Does anybody here have the acting skill?
No.
No.
Frizz, I'm gonna have
think
you
so.
roll land vehicles if you have that. Otherwise, a basic tech check to see how good your technobabble is.
Oh, what is that? Basic tech? Okay.
Yeah.
They don't have land vehicles.
No.
Oh no.
No.
That's not good.
Well, I mean, I
Wait.
did call him the D nutter, like.
That ain't good. No.
Can I
Yeah.
can I save Miss Frizz here, and then is somebody talking to her and questioning her?
You just see her pointing things out and trying to. The thing you do when you're trying to act cool like you belong, but you're way overplaying it. And automotive tech is not the Frizz's specialty. So
Mhm.
one of the two guys, Chumba, that suit just say D Nutter? What the?
Oh.
It's an old
Shit.
term from, like the 2020s. You might not have heard it.
She's French.
Only if you say it like that, French.
Natalie, I will let you use a skill if you have an applicable skill to try to recover from the D Nutter incident of 2045.
Yeah, if I hear these guys talking shit about Miss Frizz, I want to come in here and be like, you idiots! She's French. She's talking about a completely advanced technology that you would not even understand. I'm gonna try and translate it to you in your little Chuma tech. I want to kind of like use my land vehicle tech knowledge to pretend that Miss Frizz is actually way more knowledgeable instead of doesn't know what she's talking about.
Nice. All right, yeah. Go ahead and give me a land vehicles tech check.
Oh, I got 14. We'll see how this goes.
Okay.
All right. Eurozone rigs, don't know what they're talking about. Hey, it's probably some fancy new stuff, whatever. They sort of blow, they no longer are staring, they just sort of blow you off and walk away. They're not stopping you. Monarch, what are you doing to throw your weight around or look like you're blending in?
See the I want to make it seem like I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that all these booster gangs know that I am who I am. I'm assuming that they are at least relatively aware of the Monarch.
If you're not trying to hide it, then make a reputation check.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Put it on the
I'm
line.
not necessarily. Yeah, I'm not necessarily trying. I'm just like a fan. You know what I mean? I'm just a fan. That's all. Came out, found out it was here. Of course, I knew it was here. I'm the fucking Monarch. Check it out. 18. Boom. Like easy peasy.
All right. So as Natalie is
Right.
beating these guys down, talking about how they clearly haven't heard the latest info from the Eurozone, and they're sort of brushing it off. The two of them look over there like, holy fuck, is that the Monarch? It's Delta. And they immediately turn around real fast and look the other direction and get real interested in an old tire or something off at the side and just evacuate the conversation. People give the Monarch a wide berth as he approaches.
Yeah, thought so, bitch.
Nice.
All right, well, keep making my way through and get over to one of these cars just out of curiosity, just looking at it.
Pull yourself on over.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like a new territory. There's too many red circles here, and I'm surrounded. I don't like any of this right now. Okay, so
the last time that happened, there were clowns and
yeah,
gas.
yeah.
You're getting all shaky and sweaty. You're like, I just want to shoot someone in the face. I just
Dude,
want to shoot someone in the face.
there's been a lot of times where we almost died. Like,
Cause of
should've.
you.
no, never because of me.
Chet's gotten a little bit bored, so he started to kind of wander around with his bottle, just sort of like inspecting the cars and like pointing out various things he sees that are wrong with them. Like, oh, your nanospectrometer's out of alignment. You tell because of the 2 millisecond flicker of the left headlight, and then just keeps walking.
That was the least car tech I've ever heard.
It's the future.
Okay, D Nutter, let's
roll
relax
land
there for a
vehicles.
minute.
Roll land vehicle tech check.
Oh, I'm good at this.
Chet.
Hold on.
D Nutter.
Oh,
He's
All
a
right.
fuel
Yeah,
efficient man,
see?
sir. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
You see that turn signal there? Doesn't look
Say
good.
it in French.
I
Say
blink
you
it
have,
fluid.
you have to,
Like, on your race car.
you have to say it in French. You have to say it in French. Or in a French accent. You need to do that from now on, Frizz. There's no other. You have no other choice.
Can't blow your cover.
Lady Notaire.
Oh, you
It's
can
brutal.
actually speak French. Oh no.
Oh, we're offending so many people right now.
Goodbye, French
So
viewers.
It's great. It's great.
All right. As you look at the line of vehicles, a couple of them have, their sponsors standing nearby. There's a tech working on this one, which appears to be the Tumbler Batmobile looking thing. From the outside, at least, it's the sleekest, fastest, fanciest, but
I run up to it immediately and put my hands on like the driver's side window, and I'm like, "Whoa, what is in here?"
the tech Canfield, he slides out from underneath it. Oh, you like this one, eh?
She's beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure. You should see the we got a new heat exchanger on this. The turbo just hits double. Nobody else has got it. It's fantastic.
Oh my god, those are completely unable to be found on the market right now. How did you get that?
Oh, 100% custom. I installed it myself.
Who's your custom guy? I'm just chatting and trying to like wedge my whole body into the car space.
All right, roll a conversation check.
Oh boy. Natalie's not good at these.
Oh God. We need
Got
just
it.
one time, Natalie. Just one
I
time.
believe.
Yes.
Hey!
18.
Ching!
18
Seems
is
good.
good.
All right.
Oh.
This guy Canfield is clearly enjoying showing off. and he lets slip in one of those, "Oh, I want this to impress you" things, that this car is sponsored by Petrochem. On the down low, obviously. It's an opportunity for them to test out some of their newer tech in a less regulated environment.
Chet goes, "Oh, really? Yeah, I thought I recognized the sound of that exhaust system. Yeah. Let me take a look at that one a little bit closer. Do you mind?" And I try to hand him the bottle.
Okay.
Old.
He looks like he's gonna object, then he looks at the label on the bottle. Is that a synthetic worm?
You know it is, and go ahead and have a drink on me, my friend. For one
he'll-
car
he'll,
lover to another.
Drinking and driving. Name a better duo.
That's the future.
Oh, he's not driving. He's only responsible for the maintenance of the high specification vehicle. It's totally
Yeah, just the
different.
really fine tuning of all the machinery that goes on in here. You know what? And then Natalie, like, it dawns on him or her that this is actually a brilliant play, and you're like, you should drink.
He looks around and then brown bags it with one of his like grease rags just to hide what it is he's drinking. Takes a swig and allows himself to be distracted.
And who's this booster guy next to him here? Just
Some dude, spiky mohawk. Got a old band on the back, looking at the car.
Chet takes a few moments just poking around underneath the car, and then he looks up and gives Natalie an exaggerated wink, which is like kind of a nod, and he just steps back and says, "Yep, fine vehicle there." Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. Thanks for letting us have a look. Good luck with the races.
And I just go, "Keep the bottle, friend."
Ooh, don't mind if I do. Kelly, what is the Frizz doing while those two are gathered around the vehicle?
Does Arasaka have like a logo or some kind of insignia that like is pretty recognizable?
Yeah.
Yes. They're also still banned from operating in the continental United States.
Do I see anything that, from my knowledge as someone that's kind of like studied Arasaka, any kind of insignia that may not be from their like main company, but from like an offshoot or some kind of like, rogue company that's associated with them?
Do you have any skills that could assist you in locating or identifying such?
Let me look. Perception seems to be the most obvious. I mean, conceal and reveal object might also be on the same line.
So that one is like if you're trying to stow. The example they always give in the book is if you're trying to sneak a gun past security.
But they're trying to sneak a symbol past me.
If you were searching something specific, then I would allow for that one.
Then I guess perception seems to be the most obvious. I just have more points into conceal and reveal object.
Yeah, and you should see the Arasaka logo, by the way, that on the
Oh,
program.
Beautiful. The
Sort of
three
trefoil.
little balls on the tree.
Three balls. That's actually what she called it. That's a good old fashioned denutter right there.
Shut up.
As it lost one of its nuts, so it's got three.
Wait.
Do you start with?
It came full circle. I love it.
You're in the future, Rachel. You're born before. You're born before.
It's a dangerous world. You lose a couple before adulthood usually, so nature has adapted.
Here's something.
Life
I roll the
finds a
nuts.
way.
Here's something we found over the course of this show is that no, Golden Boy does not let things go. If something comes up, if something is discovered, it will be fully explored.
They're descendants of George Washington from that one song.
Yeah.
Hey man, his name's Golden Boy, not Let Golden Boy.
Oh my God! Get out of here. Oh, folks, it was a good show. Have a great evening.
Good night,
Thank you so much.
everybody.
Thank you so much for watching. Oh God.
Give me a perception check, please.
All right. All
Come
right.
on, all that for nothing. All that for nothing.
Well,
What do you see, Miss Frizz?
one shot, one kill.
What do you
All right.
perceive?
So here's what you perceive. Most people here are at least somewhat trying to hide their corporate backing, their corporate ties. Everyone knows that all the sponsors of the car are in business, but it would be gauche of them to discuss that around here. They're all trying to be authentic. They don't want to look like posers. That being said, the highest security is in this control structure over in this area. That's probably where anything would be hidden. Like, they're not going to have the Arasaka logo on their muffler or anything like that. It's all going to be, they're not allowed to operate locally. Anyone who's operating with them would be doing through several layers of proxies. But if you could get inside here, you might be able to figure something out. They've probably got some computer systems in there as well.
I think while she's kind of like trying to point at things towards the Monarch and clearly has no idea what anything is. I mean, she just called it a D-nutter. Yeah, she's gonna try and find any kind of compound, any kind of building that looks like they're gonna be protecting something. Not protecting a car, not a garage, but protecting information.
Oh yeah, this thing right here, completely loaded with antennae and all sorts of gear. The entrance is on the north side.
Ooh.
All the windows are tinted so you can't see in. They are probably transmitting from those antennae, but again, the computer systems are inside. Everything else around here is just old. It's like an old mining, because it's in this empty chromium mine, right? So this
Right.
used to be a big, not a processing plant, but like where the trucks would come in for shipment and stuff like that. And all the tech has been scavenged away long, long ago.
She's gonna do a very rogue, covert motion where she's like, and like it's pointing at the building very secretively. After Monarch asks if there was any information or where or Arasaka could be, where could it be? And she kind of like points at the building.
All right. And while the Frizz is looking into that, Chet and Natalie are working the car. Chet, were you actually attempting to pull off your sabotage during that thing? It was implied, but not specifically spoken.
No, I was just making sure it was just the right kind of car we were looking for. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, this is 100% your tech. This is like completely loaded out with your tech.
All right.
It's the car sponsored by your former boss. Like,
Right.
It's gotta be.
Probably should have broken something when I was under there. Yeah.
Natalie thinks you did.
Well, Chet, like, just looks a bit confused for a second. He's like, mind if I look at one more thing real quick? He leans, forgot to check one thing.
Canfield takes another swig out of the bottle and says, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I lean under and I take the fuel injection line that has a special type of coupling that I invented, and I just crack it and just break things just a little bit, but in a way no one else would ever be able to fix.
Perfect.
That's the key.
You've got a cybernetic tool hand, so it just sort of
right. So my fingers, my fingers like open up into various little tools like screwdrivers and
denutters,
pliers, and denutters. That's right. That's
nice.
It's not important which finger that is, but it's so I do a little bit of work under there and yeah, do my thing.
All right. And what is the Monarch doing during this process?
I'm just looking around here, and I want to do a perception check to see if I find anyone that looks like could be a driver. Because I'm assuming driver's going to be wearing one of those driving suits, right? Typically. So I want to roll. Can I roll perception for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 21.
Ooh.
Yeah, you've definitely located one of the drivers nearby.
Is it this guy? This guy right here?
Yeah. Heavily armed, but he's wearing like combat gear, but he's wearing combat gear over his driving gear. So this is a private security guard who drives in his he moonlights as a deadly race car driver.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way over and just talk to him. It's a casual conversation, I'm just gonna stroll on by, like looking like I'm looking around. Everything looks pretty cool, right? All these booster gangs, they're moving away from me because they know who the hell I am. It don't matter though. you know, and I'm just going around and see this guy and say, hey, buddy, how you doing, man? You see, you got one of those fancy driving suits. I'm actually a big fan of the races.
Roll a reputation check.
21.
Ooh,
This guy looks like he's
Wow.
ready to blow you off as an obvious noob. And then he squints for a moment, and then his eyes get big for a moment, and then he says, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool, yeah."
Yeah, what are you doing out here?
Just, a little career change, just a little adrenaline where nobody's trying to kill me most of the time. Yeah, it's, open desert, get out of the city, crush my enemies, see them driven before me. It's good stuff.
Huh. All right, well, what's your name, bud?
Edison.
Edison. Wow. What a great name. Well, I'm the Monarch. Don't ask where I got it from.
No,
I mean,
The butterfly?
you know. Yeah, no, it's a
Oh.
butterfly. But anyway, it's my mom. So yeah. What do you mean you were career change from what, man? Driving is not out here. It's not much safer than anything that will be in Night City.
Yeah, I like getting out every so often. Get out from the concrete, back to the dust. I mostly just work corporate security.
Oh, okay. Well, man, if you ever need any tips and suggestions, I would be more than happy to help you out, man. You seem like a good guy, Edison, and yeah, I'm feeling rather giving today. It's a really giving mood that I'm in. It's quite becoming of me, you know?
You show me how to rip a gooch?
You know what? It's funny that you ask because I have been mastering this technique for a while now. Guys, dude, I would love to show you if you got a few moments.
No,
No, not actually rip your gooch.
no,
but show
that
you
was
how
me.
to
That
do
wasn't
it.
him. That wasn't him.
Wait, what?
That was the game master expressing dismay and horror. Edison is just listening.
Okay, well, I mean, I could show you how to do.
That's the horror.
That's the horror. You sound echoey now, by the way, for me. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if that's just me. Is that just me?
No, I heard it
A
too.
little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Odd.
Okay.
Hey, you back.
There you go. You good?
Hooray.
That's what threw me off. I was like, whoa, did you just walk into a metal hallway out of nowhere? And I just didn't know what happened.
Are you there, God? It's me, Edison. I'm about to meet you.
So help me understand. So Edison it asked if he could learn how to rip a gooch.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Your
Well,
reputation precedes you. The brand
Edison.
is strong.
I would love to show you how to do that, man. I can actually show you if you actually come with me. I can show you. I mean, I don't want to do it out here because all these people are around, and I don't need these freaking dumbass booster gangs to take my techniques.
It's a family secret.
Roll
Every
persuasion check.
Okay, this is gonna be a good
I'm
one.
gonna give you a bonus on this for your reputation.
I put no.
Oh no.
Maybe after the race. I don't want to throw anything before I win this. Maybe afterwards.
No, fair. Which car is yours, by the way?
He points over at the really shiny one.
Oh, dude, that looks like a really, really sick ride, man. For sure.
Oh yeah. You hit the open road, it just.
That has to feel unbelievable to drive. What can I take a look at the driver's seat, man? I mean, I just want to see what it looks like inside of there. Is that possible?
Yeah, sure, dude. It's the freaking Monarch, by all means.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. I'll make my way around over to the car. Just gonna take a look. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm doing right now. That was my one play, to get him away and then knock him out, but that does not seem to work out here.
It's almost like a Formula One style cockpit with the driver. The chair leans all the way back. You can see it's adjustable so that you can have 2 other people in the sides if necessary. But once you sit in, like, the whole thing reclines, and it throws up a HUD on front so you can see outside without having to be exposed to the open air, or people being able to see you. Very sci-fi, very sophisticated. There's a lot of people gathering around this Vic, and as you do, you can see a very well-dressed, fashionably dressed suit with some bright crimson and green cybernetics. A lot of cosmetic cybernetics, a big old chin plate, some arm work, and these very bright designer colors. Starting to walk over with his bodyguard, who's wearing just a helmet completely concealed, walking over, just sort of peering at these people crowding around the car.
Well, I'm right now lingering about the car, and Chet's on the other side of that. I'm actually just gonna poke around. I'm gonna wave to the guy, do that awkward wave where you're like, bye. That everyone does at conventions when you're walking away from someone you don't really want to talk to. You're like, bye. That's what I'm doing.
Every time you do that
What are
wave to me
those?
now, I'm gonna know what you're doing, man.
You've exposed yourself now.
When you're hosting the Twitch booth, Kelly, I'm gonna walk by and be like, bye.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Okay, great. Bye. And
What Monarch is minor celebrity, and can I pull Chet aside and be like, "You gotta break more cars."
Oh, wait. I got an idea. Hold on. And I go to the mechanic and I'm like, why don't you start it up? I'd love to hear the roar of the engine. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah. So he'll hop in the cockpit. Welcome, driver. That's a placeholder. We're gonna get some properly simulated voice acting in here. It's gonna, a couple different
That sounded
selections.
No, that was great.
That
Let's
was
keep that.
super.
What?
James Earl Jones, the works. So,
As he starts it up, I would imagine it does not sound like it normally does.
no, what does
would
this sound
guess.
like?
It sounds like it's starting to. You're trying to get me to make your sound effects now. I see how it is, but no, it starts up, but you start to hear this like high pitched whine that goes like ping, and then the whole thing shuts down, and just like, oh no. Oh my, I know what happened there. I worked on these cars back when I worked for Petrochem back in the day. Not long
Oh,
ago,
really?
actually. Yeah. That sounds just like your fuel cylinder accommodator popped a micro nano gasket.
As you're describing this, you look past the vehicle, and you're sort of obscured by the undercarriage of the Vic right now. But you can see this figure, this stylish, wearing greens and fuchsias and reds, looking down at you. That is Glenn Carthen, your old boss, who will absolutely recognize you if you show your face again.
I duck down and it's you know where it is, but I think in order to make a repair like this fast, we need to move this to a shop real quick. And if we move it there, I can fix it for you fast. You and I shared a drink together. I feel like we bonded as mechanics. We can get it right back here in no time. Do you know a shop nearby, possibly, or a garage at least, a room, preferably with no competitors around, so they can't see the secret tech we're working on?
We can pull it into one of the side, pods right here, but we're outside the city, man. This whole area is slightly radioactive.
Don't worry.
Natalie
about that
looks
stuff.
around
It's
nervously.
That's all conspiracy theories. Let's go.
That's
Wait,
true.
we need to fix a car. There's this nice building right here. I believe we can fix it over in this building. And she kind of points to the main building where Arasaka is and everything. We could fix it right here, right? This is where we could go.
You should listen to her. She's a pro denutter.
I know what I'm talking about, man. I've denutted a lot of things, all right? You got a nut? I can denut.
Take the nuts right off this car.
Whoop! Just right.
Well, that usually it's gonna be a couple stages down the line before we have to do that. Oh, this won't fit in there. I mean, that's just where they've got all like the control equipment and stuff like that. We can get into a side little makeshift garage. We've got some pods we could use for that.
You want all these other racers to see the inside of your car? We gotta
Oh no,
hide
we'll
this
close
thing.
the
We
door.
gotta take
We'll
this
close
where
the door.
no one
It'll be
sees what we're
fine.
doing.
Chat, roll
Incognito.
persuasion. Roll persuasion.
Sure, I'm probably good at that. I'm not good
You
at
got
that.
this. You
I don't know
got
if you even
this.
have that on. Yeah, you do have
I
that.
do.
on your sheet.
Hey.
No.
It's like, I
Better
mean,
than
I
a
could
two.
probably just throw a tarp over
Wow.
it.
Wow.
We bonded. We bonded with
Rude.
this guy. Come on.
All right, Chet, a couple of things. One, as you may have noticed, I will allow other skills if you have expertise in a particular field that would make you more persuasive. Two, you have a pool of luck. You have 6 luck,
Oh.
and you can spend that luck on a 1-for-1 basis during the session to adjust the result of a roll. So if you spent all 6 of your luck, you would upgrade that 8 to a 14, but then you'd have no remaining luck for the rest of the session.
Ooh.
Chet Hunter doesn't need luck. Let's do it.
All right.
Doesn't need any more luck than this. That is.
Oh no, you're probably right. Let's wheel her out.
Lead the way.
Hey, Glenn, I'm just gonna do a quick, last minute tune up. Nothing to worry about. He hides the tequila bottle behind his back. All right, well, just make sure she comes back in one piece, and that all the fibrillizers underneath are in good shape. Yeah.
Don't you worry. As Chet Hunter is my name, the word of Chet Hunter is a word of honor. We'll have this car back
Chet?
to you in no time.
Chet, what are you doing here?
I've been like kind of hunkering down into the car this whole time. I thought with the
Yeah,
mechanic.
you just called out your name, dude.
Well, I said it very quietly. Oh, does the mechanic know
No.
my name?
No, but like this
Oh.
guy was so the guy was
yelling
yelling,
at
down
Glenn.
at you, and he
Oh.
was yelling back, and you
Oh,
weren't yelling
no.
back at him. You were just talking to this guy.
He was yelling at me. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
this guy, the
I didn't
the
even
exec
notice.
was up here. He was yelling down at Canfield, who was explaining to him that they were just going to take it out for a quick spin.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
No. All right. That is fair. You would not have done that.
My bad. Yes, I would not have done that.
Yeah, no, I just think it's great because like that is a very Chet Hunter thing to do. Is just say his name. Well, Chet Hunter. Well, go ahead and
Yeah,
take
I
it.
thought.
I could try to talk my way out of it, but I thought he was talking to me.
No. It was a misunderstanding of the situation. So all is well. All right. So
Just had a few.
to set the scene, Canfield is gonna wheel the car into a side garage with the door closed. Who's going with him? Let's sound off real quick. Where is everybody? Who's going with him? Who's doing what? Starting with, we know what Chet's doing. Monarch, what are you doing?
I'm actually just gonna hang around and keep an eye on the driver, right? Because he's the driver.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna keep an eye on the driver and continue to just look around the cars and make my way around. I'm really just trying to get a lay of the land as to what's going on here, but mostly I'm trying to get this driver.
Mhm.
That's all I'm trying to do right now. My mission.
All right. Well, he's standing in the middle of God and everybody with lots of witnesses at the moment, and your attempt to talk him into private lessons so far has not succeeded. So you're going to need some other change in the situation if you're going to get him in a dark corner. All right, so you're lurking around, watching the area. Chet's going with the Vic. Frizz, they're currently headed away from the control center. At the top of the control center, up here around the north, is the staircase that leads in, and there is a single guard watching over it. As the vehicle wheels off, what are you going to do?
How smart does this guard look that's blocking off the only entrance?
He's wearing like a helmet and a combat vest. If you move yourself up north, you should be able to
Okay,
get
so like a bicycle helmet, so he's not that smart. Like he's
What?
I mean-
Bike safety is the smartest thing you can do.
Yeah.
yeah.
At this time, you have no information pertinent to his relative education.
Then I'm not gonna try and go inside. I'm just gonna talk to him. I'm just gonna go up to him and be like, "Wow, the mechanics and racers. Am I right?
All right, we'll put you up the steps over here on your way up. And what, as we go through this, what are Natalie and Jonah doing?
Natalie's in a tough spot here because more than anything, she wants to look at the car and look at the inside of the car and hopefully drive the car. But she's realizing as the party splits up that to do that, she's going to have to be the racer. And so she's going to have to help Monarch help her become the racer. So, okay, there's a couple things Natalie wants to do. She needs to get her name on, no, not her name on the list. Is she going to disguise herself as the racer? Retcon plan?
I think that was like
Wasn't that the original plan?
I think the game plan was just to either get you to be into disguise or to suggest you to the mechanic and to Glenn because you're the best driver here. So
well, I am, but I can't imagine why any of these people would trust me. So I think I'm gonna have to get into the driver's clothes and pretend to be the driver. So
the driver is a man named Edison, by the way.
Isn't he a big bodyguard too or something?
He's a big bodyguard named Edison. So you dressing up as him,
they're not like horse jocks?
Just do some padding inside the racing suit. Some shoulder arm padding. I don't know.
Rachel, horse jockey, that's for a horse.
That's because a car doesn't need you to be light. Well, it kind of does, but not as much as a horse does.
Yeah, exactly.
Now keep explaining this to me. I don't get it. Why can't he be small?
I mean, aren't F1 drivers small? I don't know anything about racing.
Can we get a height?
What Natalie has been doing is kind of like sizing herself up against this guy and just like, I don't know, like we gotta get me in his clothes or in his skin. I don't know. I could wear him like a. We'll figure this out.
Whoa.
But
all right, well,
as we
discuss,
I thought my life was dark.
I'm gonna have to talk about this with you, Joe.
As we get into the difference between flensing and flaying, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back after the break to see what our heroes have figured out. So we will be right back, folks.